Welcome everybody to the Not Fancy League. I'm Rob.
This is Tyler.
There we go. We're ready. We're still in sync even though we're on Zoom. This is the format I think we're gonna go with from here on out. Tyler and I don't necessarily live that close to each other, so we're gonna try to do this, and it's gonna make it easier for interviews too, less awkward for interviews. So we're gonna try it like this. Let us know what you guys think. Like I said, we're gonna try a little bit harder this week. We actually prepared. Very, very excited. We actually have like a list of things we're gonna try to do. And we're going to interview Trich later on in this show. He had a great week this week, so we would sit down and talk to him a little bit. We're going to try to interview everybody in the league. So anybody that's in the league, you're going to get interviewed. Be ready for that. So let's just start it out. So the way that we had this is we're going to start it out with the L of the week. That's how we're going to start most weeks here, is who had the worst week. And I think it was pretty obvious. It was Team Blasi. They lost their young, good quarterback. One of their two quarterbacks scored under 100 points, almost made it over just because Jalen Hurts is good, and altogether just kind of took an L.
Yeah, any week you're scoring under 100, it's a bad week. That was like you in the other league before Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs went superhuman. But yeah, a lot of just tough scenes. Looking bleak, but we'll have him on soon and he'll discuss what's up with that.
Yeah. I was able to talk to him a little bit about what was going on. He said that he was taking this year anyway. He's going for the number one pick. I asked him who he wants for the number one pick next year. He did not respond. So apparently he's keeping it close to the vest over there.
I like
he's not
it,
letting
yeah.
us know. So, all right, moving on from L of the week, we're going to MVP of the week. And I think there was two pretty obvious choices. And I guess after Monday night, two guys kind of crept into that conversation. Because it is the reason you lost this week, Tyler. We'll get into that later when we start talking about all these games individually. But for me, I think there was two quarterbacks on one guy's team. We're going to interview him later. It was Tua and Lamar. Both guys had crazy good weeks. Lamar on the ground and in the air. Tua 6 passing touchdowns. Waddle and Hill both went elite. I got those two guys kind of tied for our MVP of the week. Both those guys. On Team Trish, one of them was on his bench. He's got that many quarterbacks.
Yeah, no, I mean, having two of the MVPs on the inaugural season of MVPs is pretty nice. Glad I didn't have to go against him, though it wouldn't even matter because I got dog walked. Because late shout, Stephon Diggs dropping 44 points in fantasy. Or going to bed thinking, all right, I got to win against you, and then I got to win in this league as well, in our other league. But made me sweat it out, man.
Yeah, just real quick, Tyler and I are in another league together. We played each other this week. This is what happened in that one. I came so close. My team sucks, minus Stephon Diggs and Josh Allen. But it was such a close game, a tough L to eat. And I almost ate 2 L's that were pretty bad this week. So we'll get into all of that and later. But first, we're going to have our first ever interview. So get excited, everybody. We have Trich. For those of you guys that don't know him, you get a chance to meet him a little bit right now. So here's Trich. All right, we are here with Jacob Trich of Payne in the McManus. He had quite the week this week. For those of you that don't know Trich, he's right here. So I guess just for the people, Trich, let people know a little bit about you, why you started playing fantasy football, just different things like that.
So my name's Jacob Trich. A lot of my friends just call me Trich. Don't know why, they just do. Never told them to, but that's just the way it is. So I started playing fantasy football in high school, probably junior or senior year of high school, so like 2016, although I was really bad. Had no clue what I was doing. Drafted way too many Eagles running backs.
There you go.
I mean, it's just a carousel back there, so you never know who you're going to get. So it wasn't the best. I met Rob in college. He was in my fraternity, so got to know him pretty well.
Alpha.
He also lived right above me for 2 years, so that was good. Got to know him really well. Went up to his patio all the time. Had a really good time. So, but getting to meet a lot of new guys too. So,
yes, very exciting. That was one of the greatest patios I think ever made. Was the one that you had below us, and then ours too. The combination of both was so good.
2 decks on top of each other it was just perfect for an apartment. Like, it was fantastic.
Sounds awesome. So yeah, Trish, are you an Eagles fan then?
Oh no, I'm a Chiefs fan. Born and
Okay.
raised in Kansas. I'm not a bandwagon fan. I went through some pretty crappy years with the 1 year where they had zero touchdowns to wide receivers. I saw that. I watched every game.
Jeremy
Dwayne Bowe's
Macklin.
pretty good though. Tony Gonzalez, love him, but I'm really loving the new Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce. I mean, it's just been fantastic. I can't
Minus-
complain.
Minus Tyreek Hill, but it's not a big deal.
I mean,
So
I-
far.
the next-
That's
miss him,
a
but,
that's
you
a whole
know.
different thing. That's a whole different thing.
As long as we
All
win,
right.
I don't care.
So we all got your team pulled up here. So what was your thoughts going into draft day? What were you looking for? I know you went the 2 quarterbacks early. Was that your plan the whole time? Like, what was your draft strategy?
So I had 4th pick, and I was kind of worried because I was afraid the top 3 quarterbacks were going to go because I kind of had Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, and Patrick Mahomes in mind. Luckily, they fell. One of them fell to me, so I got Mahomes. I believe I could have had Allen, but I'm a Chiefs fan, so I got to go Mahomes.
Yeah.
But Allen's pretty dang good. But yes, I wanted to get 2 quarterbacks pretty early. Strategy kind of changed based on like how the draft was going and just kind of who
Yeah.
was available. Definitely wanted to get some young guys in there like I think Jalen Waddle and Rashad Bateman. I think they're going to
Yeah.
do pretty well here in the future. But it's tough though because I didn't know if you want to take a DK Metcalf and hope that he gets a better quarterback in the future. So strategy was just kind of best guy available. Not really caring about positions or even teams really, because I mean they change so frequently. I think just getting the guy who's going to be the best player was kind of the strategy.
Yeah, because I know I tweaked when I took Tyreek Hill before Waddle because they're kind of the same guy, and one's like 23 and one's 28 or 29, and that was the only pick I had that I had any regret was I took Hill over Waddle, and you ended up with Waddle, and now I don't know what to do about it because he looks pretty good
Well-
after 2 games.
Yeah, I mean, and it's just how they use him too. Like Tyreek Hill obviously got the speed, but I mean, I just remember last year watching Waddle out there play. He was just a reception machine, and the offense was just like wide receiver screens to him. So that's kind of like when they have a guy, they're going to get him the ball. So that was kind of the strategy of getting those guys that they want to get the ball to.
Now, were you a believer? Because you got the stack with Waddle. Were you a believer in Tua taking a step forward, or do you just grab him
Yeah.
because he's the best available?
I picked Tua. I had seen some
Picked Tua.
stats like he was actually pretty accurate on deep balls last year, even though people were kind of hating on him for not having a strong enough arm. I mean, when you're used to Patrick Mahomes or a Josh Allen type, like you're definitely going to be running very deep because they can get it to you. So even though they say Tua doesn't have like a cannon, well, that's because he's going up against guys who are freaks of nature with cannons for arms. So I wasn't like, oh, this is a for sure thing, but I was like, I think it's a good bet taking him, and QBs are pretty important in this league, so I thought it was a good
true.
good safe bet.
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, it paid off definitely this week.
Yeah. Well, he's on my bench, but
Yeah.
maybe some good trade fodder. I don't know.
It is. I think as of right now, you got the best 3 quarterbacks out of anybody. I think
Yeah,
you're sitting
definitely.
well right there. Because I think I only have 2 quarterbacks. You actually got 3, and 3 that all could start. So going from where your team is to the way that the week was. So your team went crazy this week. You were playing arguably one of the other better teams in the league, a team that's trying to win now in Field of Dreams. That's Nathan Bischoff. So were you sweating this game in any way, or were you concerned, or did you know kind of from the jump you were going to be fine? You weren't concerned about his team at all? Because he has good players.
Yeah, looking at how it went from last week, I mean, Aaron Rodgers, Austin Eckler, I mean, those are fantasy winners right there. And then Justin Jefferson really was scaring me.
Yeah.
I luckily got in with the Kirk Cousins primetime game, so he fumbled the bag, and I didn't have
Pretty
to
bad.
be too concerned about it. But I mean, he's got a lot of good players who are pretty young. So I mean, I also got lucky that Alvin Kamara didn't play. So
Yeah, that's true.
fantasy, you never really know who's going to do well. There's very few times like when I think I'm going to dominate that I actually do or anything like that. So just kind of put my best lineup out there and I mean,
Just
try to get lucky,
Just
you
went
know?
and did it, Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. I don't think I got anything else for you necessarily question-wise. We're going to go over all of these games after this interview. just kind of sit down, collect our thoughts about it. And you're going to be the first person to know. We're going to preview this right now. Tyler and I are going to start making picks every week. We're going to pick somebody to win, and we're going to start keeping track of who's actually good at it, and we'll come with a punishment at the end. So that's our goal, is by the beginning of the video next week, we have an actual punishment picked out for us not winning stuff. We'll go into more details about all that later. But yeah, thank you so much, Rich, for coming on.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It's been good to join the league and meet some new people and have some fun. Yeah.
Let's go.
Thank
awesome.
you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Trish, for coming on. That was a great interview. Like I said, we're going to try to do those with every single person in this league so everybody can get a chance to kind of get to meet everybody really quickly, talk about their teams and who they drafted and why they drafted them. So moving on, we're going to go over every single game that happened. We're going to run through it all, talk about all these different games, talk about your game, talk about everyone else's games in the league. So kicking it off, we're going to pick up where we left off, talking a little bit more about the Trich versus Nathan Bischoff team, Fields of Dreams versus Payne and the McManus. Trich went crazy. We talked about that. Waddle, DeAndre Swift had a great game. Lamar, 4 touchdowns. And Justin Jefferson showed up but didn't hit the level we thought he would. Any thoughts on this game, Tyler?
Yeah, Nathan's just quite unlucky on a matchup this week because, I mean, just looking at the rest of the league, he would have won most of the leagues other than, I think, Adrian. Just Adrian and then the person I played against, just
Derek.
Yeah, so most of the league he played, he would have won. Derek, yep. And so I think he just got unlucky. I mean, he has a good team. We were talking earlier how we like his team. They're definitely in a win-now situation. So starting off at 0-2 is just unlucky, and I'd imagine it gets picked up later on.
Yeah. I would agree with all that. All right,
Yeah.
Moving on.
I mean, he does have Aaron Rodgers, so starting slow makes sense.
I don't know what any of that means. Moving on. So we got Theo beating Team Blasi, the Rock Springs Football Club beating Team Blasi. Kind of just all-around play for a team that's all the way in. Tom Brady probably had his worst game he's going to have all year. Cooper Kupp continues to absolutely impress. And Nick Chubb finally had that game that Nick Chubb has where he scores all those touchdowns. On Team Blasi side, other than Jalen Hurts, I don't think anything went well. Literally nothing went well. So that was your week.
No. Schultz got injured. Lance got injured. Colts did not look good. But yeah, for Theo, his team looks really good. I think Nick Chubb's number 1 overall fantasy running back this year so far.
I didn't know that. Wow.
And if Delvin Cook just becomes Delvin Cook again, this team's a team to check out. So
yeah. All right. So
yeah,
those two we're through them. All right, and we're moving on to who we're gonna have this guy on next week. Team Arias, Adrian of Team Arias, sitting currently at 2-0 after beating Where's DeMarco Murray, Team Alex, the headless guy we had in our first video, who has, I think, a very good team. Lost to the Amon-Ra St. Brown and Josh Allen wagon. That is Team Arias.
Yeah, that team's so good. It made Alex left town after a game whooped by Adrian so much. I mean, yeah. I mean, you gave Adrian a D-?
I gave him a D-
in the preseason rankings.
Grade. Yep.
So 2-0 looks pretty good. I mean, he had Pittman on the bench, and he's still doing pretty well. I mean, and he has Watson still on the bench. I mean, this team's going to be a pretty scary team if it works out well.
And he had the Buccaneers defense, who was playing Jameis, who was just throwing the ball wherever he wanted, mostly to the defense. So just the team came together for Team Arias this week. If they were 2-12 at the end of the season, I wouldn't be shocked. But right now they're sitting 2-0. So that's what I got for Team Arias.
Not giving up on the take.
Not giving up.
I like it.
All right, we're moving on to a team now sitting at 0-2. He's in this room with us right now. A team that had actually quarterbacks looking all right. Russ has been kind of bad so far. Kyler had a decent game for Kyler, and Aaron Jones finally went out and actually did something. But it just wasn't enough. It's too much Mike Williams and way too much Stephon Diggs. I know you're anti-Stephon Diggs so far this year. The floor is yours.
Oh, yeah. It sucks because I had him in 4 leagues or couple leagues last year, and so I love Stephon Diggs. And then this week he just smacked me because we were talking last night, actually doing some prep for today's work. And then you sent me a text right when we get off. It was a Josh Allen 40-yard bomb to Stephon Diggs, and then the second touchdown, which then you'll probably see later in the video of how close that game was. So I was lucky in one league, but not in two, because Stephon Diggs always has. It was not last year so much, but like his career, he always some of these games where he just blows up.
Yeah, that was definitely this week. And then what are your thoughts on Jamar Chase 2 games in? He was your first pick. You could have had literally anybody in the world. Are you comfortable with your Jamar Chase pick?
Yeah, I'm fine with it. I mean, he did really well week 1. I think he had like 25, 30 points week 1. And then, yeah, he's a boomer bust guy. He had a bust week. That's fine. If you could have gotten 8 more points, that'd been cool.
I think that's going to be the nature of your team. You got a lot of boomer bust guys. Chase, Murray, Marquise Brown. You got a lot of guys that are very boomer bust.
Marquise was definitely Marquise, not Hollywood this week.
There was no Hollywood in Las Vegas.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to reevaluate my team, seeing where I want to go forward right now.
Yeah, so some trades might be open for anyone watching this that wants to get anyone on Team Tillman. I heard Jamar Chase is on the block. All right.
Nope.
All right, moving on to the last and final game, and this is going to tie into our X Factor of the week. So our X Factor of the week is a guy going into Monday night that really has all win or lose in his hands. And this week, I was playing my own dad. It was a heated matchup, ended up being a really, really close game when it came down to it. And our X Factor of the week was Adam Thielen. So I had Adam Thielen as my last-minute flex, threw him in. He just needed to get 4 points. And he went so long without getting any points because Kirk Cousins is so bad. He had no targets in the first half. So I was sweating that whole entire Monday night game until finally in the fourth quarter, late in the fourth quarter, Thielen was able to get his receptions, and I was able to get the win. So I'm sitting now at 2-0. Joe Burrow, sketchy again. Shout out Tyreek Hill. I was kind of iffy about him. Dropped 42 points this week. Got to absolutely love that. And the team, the standard, Carson Wentz, I guess, is going to have to be the quarterback from this point forward without Dak. And Kyle Pitts hurts. Kyle Pitts hurts bad. I have Kyle Pitts on my other league. Kyle Pitts hurts.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening there. I don't know. They still have Marcus Mariota. I don't know how many more weeks that's going to happen, but honestly, I like the Standards team. I like both your teams actually pretty much. But having Kirk Cousins throw to your receiver in prime time is a punishment I wish on no man.
It's tough.
And then, I mean, we're both big on Javonte Williams. We both love Javonte Williams. He was a sleeper this week. And then, honestly, yeah, Mark Andrews and the stereotypical tight ends are just balling out this year again. Maybe when George Kittle gets healthy again, he'll find his way. But, yeah, definitely a close nail-biter towards the end.
Yeah,
were you talking to your dad?
A little bit. He was monitoring his percentages, and he kept asking me, what percentage am I up to now? What percentage am I up to now? And I think he got all the way up to like around 30 or 40% before Thielen finally was able to actually get a win. So it was getting close. I had faith he could get 4 points, but it was the thing that if he got 0 points, I wouldn't have been that shocked because of the way Kirk Cousins played. All right, so moving on to what we're doing now. We touched on it briefly in the interview with Tritch. We are going to start making predictions on all of these games we have for next week. Give you kind of a preview of the schedule, let you know who you're playing next week. This is before the waivers come out, so that's just an update. If some guy gets someone crazy on the waivers, I don't think it's going to affect anything. I'm not really... There's no one out there right now who I think is amazing. I don't know what you think, Tyler. Is anyone great on the waivers that someone should target?
This doesn't come out tomorrow, right? No.
It's coming out tonight.
There's no one, but I mean, I'm hoping that some of my people I might pick up might be all right, but probably won't be. I mean, this will be out after, so yeah, I don't think I even picked anyone up because this league's pretty dry.
There wasn't a ton of breakout guys that weren't already on teams. All right, so we're going to run through this. We're going to start with our game of the week. So this is where we're going to do this too. We're going to keep track of our predictions, and we're going to have a preview of our game of the week. We're choosing for our first ever game of the week. We got two brothers. We got Nathan and Theo playing each other. Fields of Dreams desperately needs to get a win here. They're sitting at 0-2. His older brother's standing in the way. He's got to take down the older brother. I'm picking Fields of Dreams. I'm picking Nate. He's going to come out with the win. They're going to both be sitting at 1-2. Two brothers.
Yeah, I like it here. I'm going to trail you. I like Field of Dreams. Trying to get that win. They're projected 13 more points. And also they got Kirk Cousins. He's definitely not playing primetime again, I'm assuming. And they got a lot of favorable matchups playing. So I think, I just got to go Field of Dreams. Got to dream on that.
All right, moving on to our next game. It is the Battle of the Roommates. It is me playing my roommate Alex. I'm probably biased in this one, so maybe I should sit it out. I don't know, but I'm picking me. So there we go. I'm gonna pick myself over Alex because my team is so good. Joe Burrow comes back with a big game.
No, I'll defend Alex. He's getting hyped for Urban Meyer being his new head coach.
Alex, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
In honor of that, I'll back Alex. No, I honestly generally think Alex will win. No offense, but I like Alex's team here. Give you your first L of the year. Calling it now.
There we go. All right. Moving on to our third game. It's someone also sitting in the room with us. It is Team Tyler versus Team Adrian. Two guys that go way back to the second grade. One team sitting at 0-2, one team sitting at 2-0. I can't ride with Team Maris. I'm picking Team Tyler right here, picking Team Tillman. We're going to have a big game for Chase, big game for Burrow. Ride it together. Amon-Ra St. Brown maybe comes back down to the planet Earth.
We hope so. This is one of the most close projected games. Obviously, line is subject to change, but it's a 0.2 difference right now in projected points. And obviously, we're going to have Adrian on next week to discuss, get you guys a little know more about him. But also, it's going to be a very sad Adrian because I'm definitely going to beat his ass next week.
Oh, let's go. All right.
Oh, yeah.
So, moving on, we got the Standard versus Team Blasi. The game, someone's going to be 0-3 in this game. Someone guaranteed going to be 0-3. Unfortunately, I'm going to pick the Standard here. They have a little bit of better players. They definitely at least got two quarterbacks. We have to see what Team Blasi does with his quarterback situation. Maybe Jalen Hurts goes crazy. That's your chance. But two teams sitting right now at the bottom, Team Blasi. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to go with the Standard.
Yeah, I don't think he has a second quarterback I'm looking at right now for Team Blasi. So I'm going to have to go with the Standard as well. So we only have one differential on matchup picks. But, hey, you know what? Maybe he proves us wrong. But I'm going to go with the Standard here.
All right, and then we got our last game here. Two teams 2-0, so someone's going to be 3-0. We got a chance, a guarantee, not a chance, that someone's going to be 3-0. So we got Payne and the McManus versus Team Squigs. We got Tritch, who we just had on, and Derek, who we'll have on at some point. Both teams sitting at 2-0, both pretty good teams. One team just beat you, Tyler. What's your thought?
Mike Evans being out a game will hurt him. I mean, Hunter Renfrow, Michael Thomas, some options. So I'm gonna back our guest of the week. I'm gonna go with Payne and the McManus as the option of winning here.
All right, I'm gonna zig on you. I'm gonna go Team Squigs. Jonathan Taylor at some point's got to erupt here, drop like 40 or 50 points. I got a feeling. So yeah, that's what we got for our picks. And then here, just real quick before we wrap up, I'm thinking. So hold on. Let's start with this. So we're going to have a punishment. We touched on it briefly with Tritch. Either Tyler and I is going to have to do something for coming in last, for one of us losing to the other person in these picks. So if you guys have any ideas, let us know. We'll come up with something. We'll lead the show with it next week about what our punishment is for these picks. So definitely please let us know. And lastly, I'll probably throw this in the group chat with everybody. I'm thinking about creating a banner for everyone that wins. So every year you win, you'll get the sum of money that you get for winning, and an actual banner that says NFL 2022 champion. And that's all it's going to say, just like real simple, real clean. But you're able to get a banner, you can hang it up somewhere. It'll be like an actual real-size banner. But yeah, those are two things that we got for the league coming in the future. Thanks for tuning in this long. As always, best roast gets $5. I'm Rob.
From Robert. I'm Tyler.
Attaboy. Yeah, this has been the Not Fancy League. Thanks so much for coming and watching our league. Thank you.